Hi guys, Rachybop here and welcome to another episode of my Broken Sword gameplay. Here's George and here's these two thugs I'm working off a walkthrough right now. I've played this before but I don't want to waste your time figuring out what to do again. So the first thing we need to do is go in here. We don't need to chat to the guys outside yet. I love that woman there on piano. She's my favourite character, apart from George of course. So, inside, stop and talk with Lady Piermont. Okay, so she's Lady Piermont. Some lovely piano music.
Hi there, ma'am.
Hi.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I love
I'm
her
looking
voice.
for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Okay, so now she's finally finished talking. We need to ask her about herself.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Keep asking.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened last night, lady?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Slightly harsh.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Okay, so now we've asked her about everything. We need to press on this guy with a scar on his face.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Well, ask her again.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Okay, and now we need to ask her about the clown nose. So that's this one up
Do you
here.
know what this is?
Oh, but yes, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan.
Oh, actually, I should have shown her this
Do you
picture.
recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Thank you.
Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Oh, poor lady. Okay, well, we'll ask her
Did I
again.
show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Okay, now we'll ask her this one
The man
again.
you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stephen. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Okay, I'm gonna just say the
Did I
clown
show
nose.
you this false nose?
Yes, you did.
Okay, and back down to this
When
scar.
did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Okay, and again.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase.
And again.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Okay, and just for thoroughness, I'm gonna ask her about these.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
And this one.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Oh, excuse my Skype there.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
Oh, I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Right, so we're all done here, so let's go.
I have to go, ma'am.
So she carries on, and we're gonna go to the front desk now, because we can't speak with this guy just yet.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in Warsaw.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, okay, so we can talk to him, but we're not going to.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
We can always go back to him. So we need to go to this front desk here. This is the front desk. The characters are so awesome. Okay, go to the desk. You can't speak with the gentleman reading the newspaper quite yet. You need to get access to that safe and those mysterious documents. When you get to the front desk, look to the rear screen and check out the blue key hanging on the board. That looks like a target for George.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Okay, and then we're going to chat with this guy.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Sure, right. So let's work our way through everything. We'll show him the clown
Do
nose.
you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
We're going to show him the
Do you
photo.
recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
The crowbar,
What do you make of this tool?
or whatever it is.
Stunning, monsieur. bet you handle it like a professional.
The hand
Hey,
buzzer.
shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the
What do
tissue.
you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no. It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
Okay, now we're going to ask him about the important stuff.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
And the key.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Hmm.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
And the safe.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Thanks for your help, buddy. So we're going to go back over to Lady Piermont. But on our way, we're going to stop and talk to this gentleman here. In a roundabout way.
Hello again.
Okay, so let's ask him about everything.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, the buzzer.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
No, that's just rude.
That's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Hmm.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
And now the important stuff.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Okay.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of dead to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Now we go back to Lady Piermont.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Okay, So I'm going to ask her about the key.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scout fauna?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Okay, come along then, Lady Piermont. Isn't she lovely? Now we've got to be quick on this bit, because all of a sudden it's going to go back to...
Say, you there, flunky?
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Oh, it's like she's looking at us. Okay, we got to get that key real quick. And run upstairs. Go, go, go! Wait, which way am I supposed to go? Okay, anyway, it's going upstairs. So, phew! Second room on the right. This is Merlin's.
The door was locked.
And this is according to what we had earlier from the tailor. So, if we go up here and we have the key, we can use that on the door.
It wasn't the right key for the door.
What? Wait. Am I doing this wrong? The second room on the right side, according to Todrick's tailor, so go to the first... Oh. First room on the right side. This
The
just...
door was locked.
I know. Where's my key? Which one's 21?
Now, maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
How strange. This means we're going to have to scale some walls, I think. Okay, so... Using the key to enter, you can spend some time snooping around in the amour. I don't know how you say that. I presume that means room. Let's have a look around. But you really just need to go right out the bedroom window.
Wardrobe, apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Just scanning the room for stuff. We'll look over here as well. Just for comedy value, just in case there's some nugget in here.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelled of onions. No kidding, it really did.
And then out the window. Okay, George, come on. So, one false move, but we can get in here now. Just scale along here. Okay. So this room's pretty similar to the last, as it would be. Go over and open the door into the hallway, only to see the scar-faced assassin arriving. Right, I'm reading this because I think it's another fast bit, and I need to know what to do. You're automatically hiding in the room while the assassin changes his clothes. Oh, sorry, like a more must be in wardrobe, I'm not sure. Oh, but that must happen automatically. Okay. There he is! Uh-oh! As if he wouldn't see us. Quick, close the door!
I had a kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Quick! George! Sorry about my Skype, guys. I did turn it to offline mode, but apparently it's decided to just carry on. Don't come in here! Oh, George. Right. Scary. Oh, TMI. Cutscenes. He had to squint. And he's gone. Woo! That was close. Okay, so check out the room. The bedside table is the only item that is accessible, other than these clown pants. What about this briefcase? Well, anyway.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
So let's check out the pants that he's just changed out of.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Just check there's nothing else.
In the pockets of the killer's pants.
And we'll also just check this briefcase.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Thanks, George. Okay, so we're just going to check out that pass. Oh, can I?
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
And the matchbook.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
Okay, so we're going to leave the room. We should be able to leave through this door now, hopefully, without dying. And we're going to go back downstairs. Over here. Now, we need to ask the desk clerk about the safe in the back room. So,
What now, monsieur?
wait. Why can't I? Show him Merlin's pass.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Okay. I think that's all we need to do right now for him, because he won't show us the contents of the safe, so
Thanks for your help.
screw you! Okay, let's go speak to Lady Piermont, because she's our friend, and show her Merlin's pass. George? George? That's right, George.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
We're going to show her Merlin's pass.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George.
Ooh. Okay.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
And then he goes and gets it.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Thank you very much. Now notice we're not hanging the keys back because this is a very crucial part of the game. This is, if you remember those guys outside the hotel, if we walk out with the manuscript, they will literally beat us to death. So we're going to use the key on the hotel room again. And when we get in the room, we're going to climb out the window again onto the ledge. And now when we're out there, we're going to use the magnifying glass icon to throw the manuscript out onto the alley. Now music comes on because we're all good. So
It was the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Clantown.
wait. So where is it? Oh, there.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Okay, so you throw it down. So you're never going to get that first off, you're always going to leave, but that's how you get round the goons outside. So you go back into the room and back down into the lobby to go out the front door. Down here. And out. Bye, Lady Piermont. Thank you for your help in assisting me in illegal activities.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem. If you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, lad.
You bet.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape. Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, lad.
Okay, so we're going to go down the alley and pick up our manuscript now. Haha.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Carino were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
And here we are, back in Nico's apartment.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Nope. Nope. Show her, George, show her.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Ooh. Okay.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Okay. So, now we have this screen.
This
Oh.
guy, named Eustachian, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim army. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and number. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Sure wish Nico had been my history teacher.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, Josh. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Okay, so we can view it again.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobineau.
Huh. Some stuffy old vassal who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobineau guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, so let's talk about bulls.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. There's
Check
a guy
again.
with a sword and a bull. Between them,
It's the same. Next.
there's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Because you don't need to do all this,
A knight
but
with a crystal ball. There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
and
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
okay, that's enough of that. So let's go to the Kroon Museum.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
And we need to meet Andre Lobineau. So, once we're there, I will finish my gameplay for this section, and I will see you in the next episode where I'll be at the Kroon Museum. So, let me know what you're thinking about Broken Sword so far. I'm hopefully going to try and get through Broken Sword gameplay 1, 2 and 3 before 5 comes out. So wait, there we go. Because then, yeah, it'll follow on and you guys will be up to scratch with the story. So here we are at the Kroon Museum, sorry. And so I'll see you here next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.